Ryan here coming to you with a brand new life. And we're gonna talk about living more smoothly. And this is something that you can actually do. You can make this happen in your own life. Reduce the chaos, reduce the drama, reduce the troubles, problems, and live life more calmly, more peacefully too. And you can, enjoy more of life. So living more smoothly. And we have to get rid of some of those deadly sins. And the worst of all is anger. But that needs to go. Yeah, that one needs to go bye-bye. Because anger, more than anything else, that I has ever suffered, I think anger is probably the worst sufferation ever put myself through. Because past hurt, past trauma, all that, and we have to deal with them. But when we hold on to them, that's when we can start to, uh, suffer from the venom. So we got bitten by the snake, but we are still holding on, to the venom still, and that is a problem. Hey, Christy. So living more smoothly. This is when we're gonna have to take practice more seriously. We just cannot continue to live day by day without serious practices. Like, I have some stuff here which I try to go over ever so often. And I notice whenever I am not going over those materials, because it takes practice, go over those materials. Um, I can tell that I need to get back into practicing um, these materials that I write down, because when we're talking about practices, you have physical practice, like when you go to the gym, you go for a run, and then if you're gonna play the guitar, then you're gonna have to certain strings there you're gonna have to practice. Well, life comes with its strings as well, but we weren't taught that. We thought that we can just go through life without and um, take life's practices seriously. So I don't, some of the practices that I tend to, um, to repeat. So, like I said, personal development. That is one that I highly recommend. Now, I don't want you to just read some books and then, after you read a book, you put a book down and you forgot what you actually read. So that's a problem. That's not how it goes. If you are going to learn a song, that's called oral practice. You are gonna have to, look at the song and read that song over and over and over and over till you get it down. It's gonna be like that. All right. So when I said personal development, I mean there are certain notes that you take down. So you've written down these notes. And these notes need to be practiced. You can't just read them one time and then you forget about them. It will not be of much benefit to you. So that's the reason why we're talking about practices, daily practices. I go to the gym every single day, and I understand that's part of my, physical practice. I run every single day. That's part of my physical practice. Reading every single day, that's part of my mental practice. Because mentally, I have to be sharp and ready to, navigate. I need to be alert, quick sometimes, think quickly sometimes. So reading every day, that's mental practice. Now, I want to get these scripts down to the point where I memorize them. I have certain audios that I listen to. I listen to those audios over and over and over and over to the point where I start to memorize a lot of these audios. Oh, right on. Yeah, Arnold was a man back in the day, man. I watched that movie a couple of times. It's a good movie. Uh, so we're talking about practices here, folks, and we need to practice some of life's, strings. What do I mean by that? When I just got into personal development, one of the things that these gurus would say is gratitude. I don't have a favorite actor at all right now because I'm not into movies so much. I'm honestly, yeah, I'm not into movies at all. So so when I just started upon the journey, I said, one of the daily practices that they would talk about is gratitude. Now, you can't just listen to and um you know so you can't just say, um okay, I listened to this gratitude audio here one time and then good, I understand the whole process of gratitude. Hey John, welcome back, good to see you. Right? So when you can't just listen to that a gratitude audio one time. I personally believe that you should do this every single day because that's part of the life string that you have to play is giving thanks, and you should give thanks every single day. And if you are into spirituality, those spiritual clips, yeah, even audios, spiritual audios, you listen to them over and over and over until they become a part of you. Because the goal here is to memorize them, get it into your long-term memory, right? And that's what we're talking about. So it's the daily practice, all right? I have some little, you know, I have some little books here. It's a good one right here. Power Thoughts by Louise Hay. And it's a little one here. This is one on spirituality. And this one is more like affirmations, power thoughts. I understand. I can't read those one time. I have to put them into my daily practices. So it becomes part of my routine, rituals, routines. It becomes part of my systems. So I just put them into my system because this is part of the system. I read these things every single day, and that's just how it goes. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. Daily practices. All right. Yes, for sure, for sure. I don't, I don't even think of defeat. Really, I don't think of it. That don't even cross my mind. All right. So we're talking. So this is why I said get your system down. Just get the system down, and then you understand that these are things. These are part of my system, and I'm going to do these things here on a daily basis. So I notice whenever I stop reading these materials, I don't get the same feeling. I'm not that fired up. I'm not that excited. I am not, thinking about my goals and my dreams, my visions, anytime I stop doing these things. So, this is why practicing is so important. And get your physical practices. That physical practices keep you in shape. I don't know much about India at all, other than, I'm from the West Indies, so we play cricket together. But I don't know much about India. I'm reading a book right now. It's called A Journey Within, and it was written by an American monk, and he went to India, and he turned out to be, uh, very influential in the spiritual space. But I don't know much about India at all. I used to like to read Indian mythology and all of that stuff. Yeah. Right on, man. Right on, John. Look up some recipe, look up some recipes online. Yeah, look, yeah, John. Google some recipes. Believe me, that would help a lot if you Google some recipes. I haven't watched cricket in years. I saw a quote yesterday from Brian Lara, and I'm like, oh man, such a shame, such a shame. I haven't watched cricket in years. I ran into a guy the other day. I think he was from uh, Australia, I believe he was from, and we were talking a little bit about cricket. But yeah, I haven't watched cricket in years. Lost because living in the states, the states doesn't. Yeah, Chris Gale, man, yeah, for sure. But yeah, living in the states, you would have to be more so on the East Coast, to really see cricket play and so. But yeah, right on. Yeah, so yes, John, get some go online, look up some recipes and try them out and see what works and what doesn't. And that's just my belief. You should probably start cooking for yourself for right now, so that way you can know what you are eating for a while. Like, for me personally, chicken and rice helps me a lot. So that's just my favorite thing to eat. I never get tired of it. You just have to find different ways how to cook the chicken. That's all. Yeah. So we're working on so daily practices, folks. Spiritual materials. We want to read those every single day. Read them to the point where we start memorizing them. That's it. Right? So we are I'm gonna so let's have a look at some things here. So for instance, here is a book on prosperity affirmations. Now, I don't read this because of money. I don't think it's smart to read this because you want money. I think you should relax a little bit first and just put it into your system and just read it as part of your system and let it go. Because I see so many people online crying, oh my God, I read all these money affirmations and I haven't had the $1 million in my bank account yet. That is not how it works. That's not how it works. That's why you have to practice. Get this down. Right? So, the daily practices: get into reading. Read daily. Every single day. Now, I want you to read some of these materials. I want you to read them over and over and over and over, because you need that information to stick. You need that information to go all the way into your long-term memory, your subconscious mind. You need information to stick. So that's the reason why you can't just read these things one time and then you just stop doing it. This is why these things must become part of your system. So when you get up in the morning, you're gonna get started on these things. Start reading them, start going over them, start memorizing them, start thinking about them. And that's what we are working on doing here. Right? Don't forget, folks, while you guys come in here, and don't forget to like and subscribe and help out your boy to get out into the YouTube universe. And yeah, like and subscribe. And so from these practices, that's why I'm talking about living more smoothly. When I used to read these, just read these only, it worked to a degree and it was fine. But not until I merged the education with fitness. That's when the change really happens. And I start to see real changes, real results. I start feeling better. Anger, bitterness, and those deadly sins, hatred, begin to to melt away. And now I think I got it now. I think I understand it now. How to live life more smoothly. And it's like becoming a good singer. You gotta practice. So life is a game. Like Florence Scovel said, life is a game and you need to know how to play it. And the conclusion I came to, if you can play life to the degree where you have less anger, bitterness, drama, less problems, you reduce those, you keep those down to where they hardly happen, then you are playing life smoothly, living life smoothly. And this is why you need to get into practice. Practice every single day. Get up, do it. Morning, noon, and night. And don't forget, this by itself will help you. But this is from my conclusion I came to. It will only become effective when you add fitness to merge with the education. You put the two together, that's when your life begin to change. And it must be practice. You can't just read it one time and then forget about it. Nope, it's daily work. Like I run every single day. Today is day 423 days since I'm running. 423 days since I'm working out. That's it. It's daily. Daily practice, daily work. You cannot go around this. All right? So, what we're going to say, so we're talking about doing this work here. Right? And I don't want you to believe that it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And this is why you're gonna have to be committed to it. Committed to the change. You wanna get away from war, like I said, you want to make sure that your life is not a living hell. You don't want a whole bunch of uh, you know, trouble going on up in here. A whole bunch of, the worst type of chattering and noise going on up. You want to have a more quieter mind, a more peaceful life. Because what's going on in here is what you are going to display out there into the world. And we want to help you to keep that down. And that means you have to work on it every single day to keep down the problem in your life, the troubles, the hell that most likely you are going to face. People are going to probably hurt you. Maybe a business deal doesn't go right. Something's going to piss you off and make you bitter and angry. $67. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Chandler. I'm not sure you're talking about. I'm not sure what that is. What are you talking about? I'm not even sure you're talking about. Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I have no clue. Zero clue what that means. Yeah. So, folks, this is why I recommend building your system. So that way, and follow your system and practice. And because I'm confident here, daily practice is what we're gonna have to live by in order for us to live life more peacefully, more smoothly, more joyfully. We can enjoy more of life. We can have better relationships. We cause less problems. I am doing good, Lee. Thank you very much. Good to see you stop by. Appreciate you. And have a good night as well. Talk to you soon. So, this is why, folks, because we want to live better than how we're living right now. And, it's like wanting muscles, wanting a six-pack, want to become more fit, more healthy, have more energy. It takes work, all right? It takes work. And I finally believe I find something that actually works, right? So where that you can experience life more, you can live a more peaceful life. I wouldn't say, and also, life becomes more joyful. When you put in the work, life becomes more joyful because you work to create, the peace and the joy and the harmony and also the love that you want to give out and receive as well. So you have less problems with other people when you get into this realm of practicing. Daily practices, because you have to put in the work. It's not easy. Going to the gym, I recommend it. I do not recommend you start to just read these alone. They might help you, maybe, but I'm not sure. I only start to see the results when I merge fitness together with education. So, when you're going to read these affirmations, when you are going to read them, do not read them for anything in the beginning. Don't. So here I got this one here on happiness. Do not read this. Don't read this because you need to be happy. Don't do it. Just read it as part of the system. Read it, let it go. Don't read this because you want money. Don't do it. Don't do it. Read it, let it go. Use it as part of the practice. Over a period of time, it will begin to seep into your subconscious mind and it will work on its own time. When you make the shifts and the moves, you might need to change your city you live in. You might need to change the town you live in, whatever. And by making those moves, making those shifts, you will bring down the tension, reduce the tension in your life, reduce the headache, the problems, and the hell that you created for yourself. All these years you spent building up problems, troubles, and worries into your life, they will begin to start to die out. All right? And then you will find yourself be more in control of your own life. Because that's what you want. You want to control your life to the degree where you are doing what makes sense to you. All right? All right, Lee, take care. Good night. So, we are going to do that. And we're going to start to, put in the work and make the change. Don't forget, implement the system in there. So you need some materials on spirituality as well. So get some materials on spirituality, get some on personal development, and I would say put a little bit of history in there too if you like that. You don't have to, but you should, read up on some other topics too as well. All right? All right. So, yes, folks, you can make the change, you can make the shift, and it begins to, I think I finally got something down now, which I think is going to work for me and work for a lot of us now, because I realized I was missing a key component of this work here, and it's called practice. That's what I was missing. And I realized that I literally have to turn this into a literal practice. I need to get good at playing those strings, those life strings. Gratitude, self-development, fitness, spirituality. I realized I gotta get good at those. Creating friendships, building better relationships, reduce the anger, the bitterness, the hatred, the chaos, the drama, keep those down as much as possible. And I realized that practicing was what I was missing. So we gotta get into practice so that way we can make our lives run more smoothly. And don't forget, combine education with health and fitness if you really want to see some results. Hit the floor, do the push-ups, get up on the pull-up bars, do the pull-ups, lift the weights, run. It's not easy, but it needs to get done. And don't forget to read and repeat, reading the same thing over and over and over and over. That's it. Too much new information is just not good for you. You don't remember any of it. What I tell you right now, 2 minutes, you walk outside and you forgot it already. That's the reason why you have to keep going back over the same thing again and again and again until you finally get it down. All right. So, all right, folks, that was a good one. I'm going to leave it here for tonight. Ryan here with a new video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help out your boy to get out there into the YouTube universe. And I am looking forward to see you guys soon in a new video. Practice, 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 practice. You have to practice. All right? All right, folks. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.